I've got to hurry here because it's just starting to rain. Now in Luke chapter 10, Jesus told a man that he was to love his neighbour. Now, the best response from that fella would have been, what a wonderful idea. I want to start right away. But the trouble was, he was one of those pinch penny men who have to calculate everything. They lived by measures, everything weighed carefully. He wasn't a wicked man, but he had to measure everything, probably because he was ruled by fear. Life was frightening, and you had to be prudent. You only had a limited amount to give, and you didn't want to run out of it. So his guarded response was, who is my neighbour? His narrow question showed that he was miles away from the brave heart that can welcome the ideas and words of Jesus, not because he fully understands them, but because they thrill him. They do something to him in here. Who is my neighbour, he asks, and he wants to narrow the vision down to something with which he feels safe. Is it the people living next door? All of those in the village? Every Jew? Because Jesus was speaking, of course, to a Jew. Or is it more? As long as my heart isn't aflame with the words of Jesus, I'm always going to be a smouldering wick. If you say to such a person something like, in all things give thanks, he'll probably frown and ask, what sort of things? Or what does it mean to give thanks? You can't help him and you kind of want to shake him into life. Jesus wants people who will thrill at the idea of thanking God in all things. But they'll thank him in all things and they'll go out and they'll try to do that and probably fall flat on their faces. But they'll come up smiling and they'll try again straight away. God doesn't need any more lawyers. He wants brave hearts. And it's a known fact that heroes are a little bit crazy. Are we never to scrutinise then God's word to us? No, there are times when we become more circumspect, when we've learned to doubt ourselves through our many failures. And so we pause and humbly ask God if we've got it right. But this attitude comes much later, when we're more conscious of life's complexities and our own wayward hearts. But not at the beginning. It's not healthy at the beginning. We want people to take hold of Jesus with both hands. And before I could swim, I was a little boy, about 6 or 7, that sort of age. And I couldn't swim. And I watched the others diving into the deep end of a swimming pool. And it looked so much fun that I gathered up my courage and dived in. It was a crazy thing to do, and I'm still not sure how I didn't drown on that day. Now, I wouldn't advise anyone to do that, but I would recommend becoming just a little crazy for Jesus. Paul said, I'm a fool for Christ.